So when we speak about the past, what we're doing is recreating it again in the future. So your words hold power. They hold a lot of power. Words are a gift that has been given to you from the Spirit. And these words, if you were to write down the word hate and you were to write down the word love, they hold within them a certain vibration. They hold within them a certain frequency. The words know what they are. And so what happens is that when we're speaking about things that we do not want, that we don't want to create, we're in a roundabout way creating the very thing that we don't want because we've given it our focus, our time, our attention, and our words. So I want you to imagine this for a moment. So I'm standing here, and if I'm speaking about the past, I'm turning around backwards, right? I'm talking about the past because the past is back behind me. So it's as if whatever I'm telling you, some story from the past, it's as if I'm speaking while I'm facing backwards. However, what's occurring is that the words that I'm speaking, because they hold vibrations and because they hold weight within them, they hold knowledge within them, these words go out into my future and they are being recreated there. So when we speak about things that we don't want to happen, we create them. The very thing that we don't want. And we've done this through our thought, through our actual words, and through our focus. Whatever we're focused on, we're feeding. So if I was to tell you and I was to speak about regularly all of the harsh things that have happened, which is very difficult to be in a position of teaching and to not be able to speak about things in the past, right? Because you need to be able to relate with people, but I also don't want to store up for myself anything other than treasures in heaven. So to be mindful about the words that you're speaking, is extremely important, but it is also very difficult when you're teaching. So if I was to say to you, if I was to tell you about my previous relationship and all of the, betrayal and everything that I went through, what I'm doing when I'm speaking about this, but it does matter how I'm feeling when I'm speaking about it, right? What emotion am I evoking? What vibration am I putting out there? So if I was to tell you all about this and I was to go into great detail about this or about that, what I have done is I have painted for you a picture, but what I have really done is I have painted for myself a future where this is included again. So because I don't want that to happen, and I imagine that you don't want those negative things to happen again either, not speaking about them is the number one thing that you can do to prevent them from happening again. However, I could just say, don't speak about this thing, don't speak about that thing, but if your mind is invested in it and your mind continually goes to that thing, thinks about that thing, even if you're not speaking about it, you are also feeding it with your focus, and you are going to recreate it there again in your future, and you're going to walk into the same situation and you're going to be like, see, I told you. And you're right, you did. You spoke about it, you told it. And it happened. You are the creator. So knowing this, you can change it. You can speak about something different and you can create something different for yourself. So I have so many opportunities that have flowed into me here recently. I have met so many people, that saying, the right people, the right place, the right time. This is what's been occurring. I've been meeting the exact right people at the exact right moment in time that I needed to meet. Now, why has this happened for me? Because I speak about it. Because I talk about it. Because I've said months and months and months and months and months ago, opportunities flow into me, and so they do. I meet the right people at the right place at the right time, and I say this, and so then I do. Because I understand how it works, so I am creating the life that I actually want. Through my words and through my thoughts and through my actions. It's really, truly that plain and simple. Because when we take our focus and we put it on something that is behind us, We're feeding it and we're recreating it then again in the future. And if you do not want that to happen, then you do not need to be doing it, because that's what's happening whether you want it to or not. So if you want to create a beautiful future for yourself, then just follow these words here. Start speaking them. You can even repeat out loud. Abundance flows to me. New opportunities present themselves to me regularly. The right people come into my life. The right situations present themselves to me. I am always in the right place at the right time. My life is happy and joyous. I am truly thankful for my life. I love everything about my life. I love every person in my life. All the people that I encounter are so good for me. All the people that I encounter are welcoming and kind and caring and honest. I live my life in alignment with the truth. The truth guides me in the right direction constantly. I'm always in the right place. And so when we speak to ourselves in this way and we begin to say these types of things and we truly believe them because we speak them over and over and over, what we're doing is we are creating this in our life for ourselves. But I want you to pay attention to how many times your mind goes back to that old way, to the fear-based way, because none of those words that I spoke had any fear in them, only love. So they felt a certain way. They hold within them a certain vibrational frequency. Now we could go back and I could repeat all those things, but I could say it in a negative tone, and what would occur in my life? Exactly that. That vibration, that frequency. That is what I would be experiencing if I put my focus, my thoughts, my words, and my actions in alignment with that negative force. That is what I would then experience. Well, of course, I want only love and goodness in my life. And so in order to have that, if there was something currently that didn't feel like love and goodness, well, I guess I would have to let that go so that I can make room for more love and goodness. So perhaps if there is some area of your life that you're like, oh, I just love absolutely everything, but my job, man, I can't stand it, or something along those lines. I don't even like speaking that because I love what I do. But let's say that this was the case for you. Then what it is that you need to do is feed what it is that you want. Feed what you want. Feed it. Give it your attention. Give it your time. Give it your love. Give it your goodness. Give it all of your focus. Feed what it is that you want and what you love. Because what's going to happen when you do this is that the other areas aren't going to seem nearly as harsh, right? Because you're going to be so excited thinking about that thing that you love that even when you're at work, it's going to be a whole lot more bearable. And pretty soon you're going to get new avenues forming in your brain that is going to show you and lead you the way out of that career or that job that it is that you do not want, and new opportunities are going to present themselves to you of what it is that you do want, but only if you are holding the vibration of what you already want within your system. It truly is a hack. I mean, you could spend your morning, let's say you wake up in the morning and you're going to get up and you're going to meditate. You could get up and you could put yourself into such beautiful alignment that you stay in it all day and that you become aware of when you're off of that alignment. Because somebody might say something to you, someone might say some negative words, maybe somebody will talk bad about somebody else, maybe somebody will say some negative thing that happened to them in the past or something, and you'll be like, what? Oh, I don't like that. You will notice it. It'll be so obvious to you that the energy was wonderful because you set it at that wonderful level, and then you'll notice if it gets dragged down through a conversation. Well, what is this telling you if you are exposing yourself to a low energy conversation? It's telling you it's time to let it go. I know, it might seem harsh. You might be like, well, that's my family member that brings me down. Well, I know that's quite unfortunate, isn't it? Maybe you could save them by showing them that they're the creator of their life, and that the reason why they got to be so miserable all the time is because they talk about how miserable they are all the time, and so they're recreating it over and over. Maybe you could show them this so you could still hang out with them. Or maybe it's time to cut that person off. How do you feel when you're in their presence? And I'm saying let's only operate out of love here. So let's assume that this person wants love just like you want love. Let's just assume that the only reason that they're fallen victim to something is because they're unaware of something in themselves. And if we operate out of a love base, maybe this person just needs to have more hugs. Maybe they need to get a hug from you. Maybe they need to get your love. And anytime that they start talking about something negative, just say, it doesn't matter, man, you got me. Doesn't matter, you got me. Doesn't matter, you got me. And I don't want to hear all that stuff. I only want to hear the goodness. And you could truly just be yourself, because the people who want you in their life are going to love you for you. And if they don't love you for you, then they're not your people. Wrong people, sorry. I know I was faking it for the last 15 years, faking that I liked these things, or that I liked those things, or that this satisfies me or that, but it doesn't. And you could tell them, and you could be honest with them, and you could give them the truth, and you could let them know who you really are, and either they can love it and accept it, or they can move on, and you could let them go. But either way, our words hold vibration, and they hold frequency within them. And so when we speak these words, we create. So what do you want to create for yourself? Abundance and happiness? Well, then you need to talk about it, focus on it, think about the abundance and the happiness. When you go there at night, when you're laying in your bed, just imagine this abundance literally raining down on you. Just imagine it and just bask in it and just feel it and put yourself in those energies. Those energies attract that. So be in that energy, and that is what you will get. It's so simple. It's so plain and simple. And you can say, well, it's hard to be in those energies when you're not in those energies. Well, of course. So what do we need to do to get there? Well, we need to let go of what isn't. And I bet that there's some fear-based energies that you're holding within yourself that is keeping you from that divine love that is all around you. So we need to let go of some of those things so that we can be in that flow of the love all the time. But how you can start out is being so conscious of your words. What words? What stories do you tell? Do you tell the same stories over and over and over about how this person has harmed you, and how about that person's all messed up, and you're all stressed out about this because this is going on over here and that's going on? And do you talk about the people in your life and say negative things like, well, they're a little bit screwed up and blah, 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 blah? Why? You're spreading the poison. You're spreading the fear. It doesn't matter if it has appeared to you to be truthful. The only reason it is true for you now is because it was created at some point in the past. So you can change it today, in the right now. Right now. Start to think about people differently. I've done this. There's someone that was irritating AF. So what do? I imagine this beautiful heavenly light around that person. And I imagine that only good intent is coming from that person, whether it is or not, it doesn't matter. And by doing this, it changes how you feel, and then it changes that interaction that you have with that person. I've tested it numerous times. It works. You get what you believe. You get what you focus on. And so if you focus on the fear, you get it. And if you focus on the love, well, then you get that too. Everything you experience in your life is the belief that you hold within your energetic system. That's all you experience day after day after day is the beliefs. If you believe that you're fortunate, then you are. If you believe that you're unfortunate, then you are. And all you need to do is change that belief from feeling unfortunate to fortunate, and then you will be. Everything is belief. There is nothing that is not belief. I want you to want your life. I want you to have so much happiness and joy and fulfillment with your life and feeling so satisfied all the time. And so in order to do that, if there's something that you need to let go of, then you could do that right now. You can just imagine yourself having already let that thing go. Take yourself, progress forward 2-3 months, and I want you to see the freedom and the happiness that is there on the other side of letting that thing go. And let that be the signal to yourself that today and the right now, it is time to take action and to let that thing go right now so that you can free up all that energy, shift your focus to what it is that you want, and magnetize what it is that you want to yourself, because it wants you too, baby. That's what I've got for you guys here today. Sorry, I know it's just a little bit short. Got so many things going on here. I want to make you guys some nice content, so at least I've got something for you guys every day. If you are in St. Louis and you're hearing me in St. Louis and you want a private session, I am available for that. I have an office space here that I can work out of, or we can, of course, do worldwide sessions through Zoom. I love you all so much. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for your loyal support. You guys are just the best. I just love every single one of you. Thank you for being here, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.